It did not break. Let's get it. Hello, Irma. Uh-oh.
Hello.
Hey.
Hey, it works.
It works. We've done it.
Yeah.
Oh god. Alright. Well, first, let's get the audio checks out of the way. I hope me and Irma are on equal level of audio. Should be. You might need to be turned down slightly. I'll see.
I'm too loud for you.
I'll just turn it down by, like... There, now let's try. Is this good?
Okay. Everyone?
Big Z, thank you for the... Thank you for the sub. Thank you for the sub, Kazaj. Oh, god. I turned Irma down by 10%. It should be good.
Is it good?
Should be. No, you can still hear him. Okay, so that's the issue. It's that you can hear him.
I think he has some sort of unknown or unfounded grudge against me. I don't know what he did.
I'm gonna go ahead and assume by that statement that the audio is now balanced so we can move on. If it is not, please bring it up, because you're talking with Frosty. Alright, have a good time, Kazaj. Alright, let us start off. Unfounded.
So, feedback.
Yep, we are starting off with Punda Girl, and also, I just want to clarify, for the past 2 weeks that I haven't been here, due to complications and stuff, I have gone through and up and down voted or left alone certain things for all of them. So if you want to see which one, you could just hover over reactions and you'll see where I put either or for the past 2 weeks. But for this week, we are doing the week of May 22nd to May 28th. We are going from Punda Girl all the way down to the bottom of today. Starting with them, they have said bots have been reworked, and I appreciate that, but when it comes to a rework in the future, I think two main things are how they focus people, how they look. Bots need new That is a powerful statement, first of all. You can tell a bot from a person not only by their movement, but also their look. I assume that they're going on making bots a bit more player-like, which is what their feedback is as a whole. Bots have focusing issues, people get thirsted and down. Yeah, but you can drag a bot away. The issue is that there is a small bit of an issue that bots do tend to really hard focus people. For, I think a view of it, what was it, like 40 SAU? That they tend to focus people through, like, walls and such. I don't remember the exact time, but yeah, there is a bit of a issue with focusing there. In SVR, I haven't really seen bots drink juice while walking anymore. I know that was in the patch notes, but it hasn't happened in a while. So basically, they're just saying make bots smarter and look better. I don't really have an objection with this. I think that it would be nice to have a more higher skilled bot, because, you know, it helps new players learn.
And I mean, the focusing issue is only because the bots play really stupid, but if they get you down, then you are dead. It would be nice if the bots could play a little bit better and have a little bit more of a little more fun. And even if they beat you, if they don't thirst you right away, I think people would be quite happier. No?
Yeah. I think it would be nice if bots were to leave you alone to a degree. I think it would also promote non-thirsting, which nowadays a lot of people thirst. So yeah, I agree with the post.
But for the drip part, that might be a bit difficult because it's really easy to randomize outfits, right? But it's really hard to get good random outfits.
That is true.
How they would start.
Neon states that the bot should stay dripless as they don't want them to steal their drip, so we'll take that as we will. Anyway, moving forward, Punda Girl again, exactly 17 minutes from their last post, quoting something that someone said back earlier, alters to Banan, something that's seriously lacking in team modes. If you get eliminated, you can't respawn. Uh-oh, it's a respawn post. Oh dear. But I don't think SAR should have a rival system, but if they do, Hutches from SAR would be cool. and using spare super serum and some player DNA, you drop when dying, since you technically use super serum to make animals. I've had super serum. Well, now I'm a bit confused. What?
The super serum part, I think they're confounding two things, right? I think they recognize the issue that we have super serum, but it is basically useless in its current form.
Yeah. Like, to a degree, I can agree with that, because I got, like, about 40,000 serum just sitting there, not doing anything. Yeah. I want to use something for it, but I can't. Just, like, I literally have 1 million coins. I got it, like, 2 days ago, and I'm just like, well, now what?
Maybe they might do something with that in the future. I would be very surprised if they didn't, do something like exponential scaling for buying special cosmetics, or if you have too many coins to spare, you can just use it until it's gone, but you don't really gain anything new or exclusive.
I've had my takes in the past, but one, they're a bit wild, and I know a lot of people disagree with them, and two, it's coming more from a marketing perspective, so I'm already going to be disagreed with on that part. So I keep to myself on how I think coins should be reworked, but I do think that there should be something put in place for people that have too many coins. But overall, I do agree that there should be more things for super serum, but at the same time, this seems a bit odd. I don't like the idea of revival in SAR, and in an indirect sense, it's in-game pay to win, without actually paying. It's in-game resource pay to win. Like, I can revive, but it's because I have way too much serum. It seems a bit elitist in that sense.
Yeah.
So I'm a bit against that.
And it also, for newer players, it adds another layer of complexity, because now you have to think about how much DNA you have, but you probably don't even know what DNA is, or super serum, if you just came rushed into the game. It's too complicated.
There's clarity issues, right?
Yeah.
Moving forward, though, we have Raven. System of a down, but like down like what the? But like down like feathers, like the bird.
Wait, what pun is this?
I don't even understand what the feedback post is supposed to be.
System of a clown?
Are they asking for a new song? Like in the soundtrack? Raven just does joke posts? Okay. Understood.
Are you sure that's Raven and not some randomly generated AI?
No, that's Raven.
I mean, it certainly sounds like it.
He's got a green name tag there. Hey. I don't know, mate. I'm just gonna downvote it. Yeah, moving on.
Jeez, the bots are taking over. Anyway.
DNA pickup, that's a separate idea. And separate resource solely dedicated to revival would probably be a better idea. Yeah, but it's the whole concept of revival in this game in general. Like, the devs have stated multiple times that they want the game to be fast-paced and to keep going, and, it's just, like, onward. Adding revival in an area that was balanced around the concept of no revival, or just only team revival, creates a bit of an issue. Like, it drags games out. It's the whole concept of It's like the reason why people dislike emus and handballs in the final circle. It's too much, and there's too much there. It's chaotic, and not everybody knows how to take advantage of chaos in a situation, so it's a bit hard.
That's necessarily the case. I think it's more of a sunk cost fallacy where they think, oh, I could leave right now, or maybe, just maybe, I will be revived. It's like this, just one more game or 5 more minutes kind of thing where it seems like it's a good idea, but if you actually do it, you just feel miserable after it happens again and again that you do not get revived.
Yeah. It's like, oh, but why not me, and why me, and just like...
And then also other people saying, revive me, and just spamming the chat. It's
whole new slew of issues there. So, if things require too much testing, then it creates an issue. Actually, I can give a good example, right? I created the Bandolier post a while back about how the Bandolier should be able to hold a 3rd weapon slot. I later realized that that would be way too much testing and way too many complications, and it would just be not worth it at all to try to like implement something like that. Camera then basically immediately posted under me saying, "Oh yeah, add an extra throwable slot, but cut that slot in half," and everyone upvoted it. So that was a bit fun. Alright, well, moving forward to Matt 30,201. New control point game mode, and they made an image post. You earn game mode coins by killing, healing, capturing flags, and assists. For that, you can buy weapons, armors, and emus, handballs. It can be used on the same team. Start kit. Pistol, level 1 armor, 100 heal, 2 tapes. I'm going to go ahead and assume that's the gray pistol. So thank you, Tiny the Mouse, for the follow. Every 5 minutes is spawned a mole crate. Special map, builds flags, sandbags, barrels, wires, sabotages durability, and stops bullets. Barbed wires, very slow players can't flip here. I have no idea what this says, and I'm very confused.
And flip, maybe they mean that you can't hit it and then it turns to the other team.
Yeah, also I think the music is a bit loud, so I'm going to turn it down slightly. There we go. So, a lot of people seem to like it, but I think this is just them asking for a more drawn-out game of SVR, but I think they're asking for like old SVR, but drawn out and more zoned.
Like the way I see it, this has 2 separate parts. There is this extended SVR, almost like an extended domination thing, sure.
Yeah.
But then there's these things about throwables like sandbags and barbed wires.
It seems too odd. Like I don't even know if I can give my opinion on it.
Sandbags, I had kind of an opinion before where I thought, what if you could have some crates as throwables so that maybe you can slow people down or just do some wacky things with it. So
like a deployable barricade.
Yes.
Yeah, I see that. It
can't be really abused, and it could be fun, and it's simple to use.
It could be good for pacifists as well, in a sense. Which is... It's something. I like
legitimate.
Yeah.
Barbed wires,
though.
Maybe we could have barbed wire instead of skunk gas, because a lot of people do complain about the gas, right?
Yeah.
Because the whole point, or a good game mechanic, would be that players can still do something, even if, you know, the enemy puts some gas or whatever, but they should only be able to do it a little bit slower, but not be completely prevented from that.
That's fair.
That is the frustration, player frustration.
I really don't know how to give my opinion on that. There's too much in this one post. Like, you'd have to sort of separate it. Like,
yeah, I mean, game mode coins. This is already.
Yeah.
This is a very deep topic.
I think I'm just gonna leave this one alone and not even give my opinion on it. Let's just move forward to Phantoms. We got Phantom here, Bubble Shield throwable. You can hold 3 to 4. 4 with being with the Bandolier. Dropping it will spawn a largest hamster ball in a circle, acting as a wall does. The entire shield has 100, 400, 1,000 for solo, duos, and squads, and will have 4 states of damage for telegraph, and you know they showed like damage numbers here, percentiles for like just ranges between the damage. And the bubble shield should not affect the LOS. The LOS.
Line of sight?
Yeah, that makes sense. And grenades that would be allowed to throw over it. Temporary walls should bounce away. Bounce or back away since it's a bubble. Are they saying that like grenades should bounce things back?
So it's like, so not a handball, but more of a clear wall that is breakable.
Yeah.
That is the intent here, I think.
It should have team affiliation to allow the team deploying it to pass through the wall to prevent griefing. Friendly bubble shields could be marged in green and enemy shields red to telegraph them easier. Okay, so it's the dictation of green and red for like the Catmine stuff, but it should also allow the team that deployed it to shoot the bubble shield. Now, this does stem to what you're saying about, you know, the deplorable barricade. It just 1,000 health is a lot of
That's
health.
a little bit too much, yeah.
I feel
Let's
like
say
a lot
the
of
HP
people.
was just, I mean,
Yeah.
let's say it's instead of just a random shield, let's just say you throw handballs. Why not?
Yeah, like that would be like interesting. Just like boom, deployable handball. It disrupts a little bit of the path, and like, to be fair, I think just having a handball on command is an issue, and being able to deploy it when and wherever is also an issue. But to make it so that you can't go in it, I feel like that's fair in a sense. Yet
Would it be an
again,
issue?
I mean, just being
because
able to
if
spawn
it's
a
on an
handball on
emu-
command.
I mean, if you had an emu on command, that would be very clearly broken because
Yeah.
everyone has an opinion on that. The handball, it doesn't seem terribly broken. Like
I
if
feel
you
like-
tweaked it a little bit, it may
Yeah.
be.
It's a sudden mobility option.
Well, no, well, it's not that it lets you run away right away, right?
Yeah, it's a
still
shield,
handball
but
in the end.
I guess that's fair. But yet again, it does have a bit too many moving parts to it, I think. I don't exactly know what to say for this, but I think if you were to reduce it from like 1,000 to maybe like, it would be like 100, 300, and 500 maybe? Even then, I think
would
500 is a
say
lot.
Maximum 100 because that's
Yeah.
a lot of bullets it's soaking up, right?
That is true. And for squads, like, you can you have a get out of jail free card in squads effectively.
Oh, right. Are people allowed to go through it?
The
What
enemy,
did you say?
I think, said that the enemies aren't allowed to go through it, but players are. Like your
Okay,
teammates
then
are.
It definitely should have much less HP.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, I think it should just be at like 100, 150, and 200. I feel like that would be good for, like, you know, solos, duos, and squads. So that way it's not like just instantly get out of jail, because
You still have to work a little bit for it.
yeah.
If you are really, really screwed, then sure, you should die. But if you are like a little bit worse off and you're not comfortable, you should be able to get away.
Yeah. I like it, but I'm gonna up and down vote it. It's good, but it's also bad.
It's got its merits.
Yeah.
But it has to be worked out a little bit more, clearly.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 1,000 HP part.
Yeah, it's just the 1,000 HP part that I'm going like, I don't like that. It reminds me actually a lot more of the walnut from Plants vs Zombies. You just deploy it down when you need time.
That's fair. That's fair.
Moving forward though, we have ban. Let us use tape to repair the handball. People have made this post before, and I've never entirely known how to feel about it. Like, I think it would be interesting, but at the same time, I don't know. I don't feel like you should be able to heal your emu. That's something I agree with, but I don't think the handball should be something that you can heal. And even then, like, if we're on the impossible tape, then I could understand that, right? Oh, is this pre-recorded, Game Chair? Ah, damn, it is.
Oh no, we definitely knew Chair was gonna
Yep.
type 1 week in advance. Timed it. He's paid. He's paid off, guys.
I knew it.
Yeah.
Damn.
It's a fraud. No.
Guten Tag.
Like I don't know how to feel about this because on one hand, if you talk about healing emus, that sounds a little bit sus because one, emus, and two, you could heal it with a dart gun, so you don't really have to stop, right?
Yeah.
If they say use tape to prepare the handball, where you actually have to stop and tape it makes you choose between do you want to get hit and stay or just run away and not tape the handball.
It's a bit too much.
Yeah. I mean, the idea is okay, but I feel like it adds unnecessary complexity to the game.
Yeah. And also, it'd be weird to, like, have two interact options with a handball. You go up to it, it either says heal or enter.
Ooh, true.
That is an issue with, like,
that's-
clarity and overall... Like, it
It's an
just...
overload.
accessibility, that's what it is.
Okay.
Yeah. That's what I find the issue with. I think that's actually the biggest issue for me, so I'm not gonna give it my upvote.
That's a nope.
This is the overall like statement of people talking about the Australia server, the Oceania server. I do agree that there should be an Australia or Oceania server. The thing is, it's more the issue of lack of players, but over time I have seen a lot more Australian players. It's just SAR as of right now is at a bit of a low point in terms of population. I feel like until we get a big boom of players, I don't exactly know if we can get a server like that. So, well, yes, I do agree. It's just
not the right time.
It's not the right time. I'll give it my upvote though, because I find it funny that it's Oceania to Oceania. So it's a little bit of a goof post in that sense, but at the same time, they are still just asking for an Australian server. Gangrene. Suggestions for more unconventional console control schemes. Unbound by default dedicated slot commands. This is the most core frustration I have with console play. I am completely hotkey brained and don't use the controls. The scroll controls ever. Toggleable right stick to shoot. Instead of having the stick to aim and the trigger to trigger, hitting your stick to the edge will pull the trigger. An automatic center. I thought, I don't know, semi-autos should behave like this. The advantage here is that you can free up the attack button, allow binds to bound to multiple keys repeatedly, allow reload or attack keys to overlap with dedicated slot commands. So basically they're just asking for people to have the ability to like
Tap their stick.
Yeah, just to like tap their stick in a direction or to fire it. Now, issue stems here with things like pistols. There's one of two ways I could see this working for that. The first one is that when you aim your right stick in a direction, what it would do is it would just fire at the max CPS. And that, you know, creates a whole issue in and of itself because good pistol CPS comes with time and skill. Because, well, the silence pistol exists and, oh my god, that is dangerous. The other way I could see this working is that you repeatedly have to, like, flick the stick over and over again to fire, which, not good.
As an option, I think it's only particularly for Gangrene that this would help, and most controller players, because I have also used a bit of controllers. I mean, you have the pistols is fine, sure, whatever.
Pistols aren't
whatever
the greatest on controller because you have to. I mean, I'm speaking of the perspective of a non-controller player who has played controller, so I don't know the true feeling of using a controller. But I've never exactly enjoyed using a pistol on controller than I would a PC. They are a very click-oriented weapon. You gotta click a lot.
And when you compare that with a sniper, where you do have to take a little bit more time to aim, and you can tap fire it, and you just shoot it prematurely, I feel like that will frustrate a lot of people again. Yeah,
I feel it is more, I think, for their feel of it. Also, hi, Cameron. But overall, I'm not the biggest fan of this post. Oh, not many people saw it anyways.
A bit too late.
Yeah, you missed the handball one.
I haven't really heard many people complain about controller other than the fact that throwing grenades is a big issue. That's the only thing I've heard up to now.
Yeah. My complaint about controller mainly stems from the Switch one. The main set Switch controllers are not fun. You basically need a Pro controller in order to play on Switch. It is not good.
You only use Pro, what is it, the Joy-Cons if you can't use anything else.
Yeah, like the only time I'd be using a Joy-Con is if I'm like getting my phone's hotspot to my Switch and I'm basically framing through every wall. So there's an issue there. Look, it's Seo Tekken on the hour. Mega Magnets.
O'clock. Alright.
Every 10 levels, you should earn a Mega Magnet. Mega Magnets should last 5 games. If I were to choose a color for the Mega Magnet, it would be purple. This seems like a really weird thing. I don't know.
Instead of a Mega Magnet, let's just think of 2 magnets.
Yeah, like every 10 levels, 5 games?
I mean, it does. It kind of makes sense from the perspective that every single level doesn't feel like there's anything different. You don't feel special when you get 10 levels.
That's
besides
true.
the gem change.
Actually,
Right?
Camera did state something. You do get bonus DNA every 10 levels.
Yeah, but it's not so much bonus DNA. It's only 2 times, I think.
Yeah. Like, if it would work differently, like in the sense of, oh yeah, giving more DNA, or like just, I don't really know, just, it doesn't really seem like a great idea. Like, yeah, sure, you're giving people more magnets and DNA and such, but what's the point?
And at this point, I feel like you don't really need to get more magnets because
No.
I think for every single 10 levels, if you use magnets the entire time, you would spend maybe 3 of those levels without any magnets left, or 5 levels. So it's 50% with magnets, 50% off, and I think that's not too bad.
Yeah. I also like how the magnet system works already. I like the concept that unlocking animals comes with time and dedication. A lot of people are like, oh, let me prioritize something, and yeah, that's cool and all, but you have to understand that retention and overall long playability stems from people wanting to grind and, you know, having fun. So if you just give everybody what they want from the get-go, some people are going to be less likely to stay because they got what they wanted and now they're done. Yeah, but overall, I'm gonna have to downvote that one. Sale, you'll get them next time. Don't worry about it, Sale. Pundu Girl back here. We got a photo booth, but what about a type of booth that lets you repaint or decorate animal models? It would be your own personal lab where you tried a bunch of designs, color, palette available for animals. This is a far-fetched idea, but depending on how much you put on an animal, give it a pricing system, see what DNA. I think this person is basically just saying, allow me to make my own animal, which that doesn't end well. Like, it's fun, but I can already fully imagine the type of things we're going to be seeing in SAR Media Chat right after that happens.
Oh, please don't even think about it.
Yeah, so take my downvote and let's move on. Hey, Cameron, you got one thing, just a few swears and bad things, but this one I actually did see and I found really interesting. This is from Roanne. What if we can customize our equipment in SVR? Maybe like this. I actually spent a lot of time looking at this because I just happened to feedback randomly and I was so intrigued by it. It's so bizarre, but at the same time, when I look at it, there are so many glaring issues. Like, for example, Scout effectively got an entire nerf to its identity in terms of what it can carry. Because even if you were to put it at like a lower set of its identity, like the single silence and the single sparrow launcher, you would have like one little dot left for Scout 2, which is, yeah, you basically just nerf Scout there. And with Heavy has 15, which issue.
Yeah, there's a bit of an imbalance there.
Additional issue, the miniguns there. I also don't think that every class should have access to the banana forker and bananas, since that creates, or the ninja boots, that creates issues in and of itself. It just...
I'm not so sure about the banana forker because there aren't so many bananas there. It's not that you can cut grass and keep them getting more bananas.
Yeah, I know. It just, I do see it as a bit of an issue of just people suddenly healing rapidly just in the moment for a mode like this. But my main issue stems from things like Scout 2 and Heavy 2. And over time I've come to realize that, yeah, no, this is just,
Yeah, but the idea that you could customize your class such that it still retains the character of the class. Like a scout, it still feels like a scout, but you get to tweak some things.
Yeah.
This,
The issue...
good idea, but it's not well thought out yet.
The issue comes with the fact that any class can have anything. And you're basically giving some classes that, well, you're using their baseline kit, and you're giving away to some and giving more to some, and also just making it so that anybody can use anything. Like, I could just use the same loadout on any class, and it would basically be me playing the same class. Like, you're removing classes and making this Valorant. Or CSGO, whichever one, really. So, not the biggest, like, if it had more tweaking and the whole concept was like, this needs to be reworked effectively. The idea is there, it's just not there.
It's a little bit too general.
Yeah.
You have to put some limits to it, otherwise it's just Valorant.
Moving forward though, we got Foxy. I'd like a better way to navigate the spectator cams when you die in any game mode if possible. They're basically asking for ghost mode in base game, which I am both for and against at the same time, because one, I think it should be fun to be able to like spectate the game freely, but two, if you are in like a game with someone in duos, you can effectively use this as an information like spectating, because you can say, oh yeah, someone's going to be flanking you, someone's going to be coming up in front of you, you're about to meet 3 people. Like, that's an issue. You're basically giving someone way too much information at that point. So, not entirely for it.
Pretty clear cut.
Yeah.
I mean, if you could move around and only have the line of sight of your friends, then it's kind of useless.
Yeah, because then you're just
So
saying a mitigated regular spectate mode that you can look and zoom into a very small area. Like, I don't know.
You can metagame this way too easily, and if you have it, then if you can't metagame it, it's not really helpful. So that's pretty clear.
I want to pause for a second. Game chair, what are you talking about?
Hey, what? He's been going off since the beginning.
He's just been talking about like some kind of, what is this, burnt steak that you just flushed down the
Some weird Dublin story.
I'm just gonna...
Okay, Gabe.
I don't know, man.
Wait.
I think I'm just gonna move away from that. Shalez, add more SAW
That's your
tickets to the
problem,
free
not mine.
pass, maybe 50 or 100. Now, my personal take is that I do believe that the free ticket should be 100, so that way in that case, when someone eventually gets enough to afford the free pass, aka I think it should be the next one that people can afford it for free, if they've just been saving up over time, then that way, if it's 100 consistently, they'll get their 350, and then every third pass from them on, they can buy it, just from like the get-go. I think this is a fun system for free-to-plays, but at the same time, you might A, be giving people too much accessibility for something that is supposed to be a paid feature, and B, it's giving people a free paid currency increase. I don't know if that's a good idea, but if it's just 50 more, making it so that you get 100 each time, I don't consider it as big of an issue.
I don't know.
Like, I think this
feel
is
like-
more of a dev perspective than anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it really ties in with their business model and what they want. But
The camera
we
did
can't
make a
really
good
add
statement.
anything.
50 has been the baseline for a while, and increasing it could cause an indirect inflation.
Which might be good because all the stuff in the SAW shop is kind of expensive.
Some things
Could
are
solve
like,
that problem.
yeah, some things are like 80 tickets and, or sorry, 800 tickets, and wrongfully so. Meanwhile, there's some really good looking things for like 120.
But that's not in the feedback this time, so we'll leave
Yeah.
that for another day.
I'm just gonna avoid the post. And well, then there's mine. My take is that Scout should have a small nerf, being that their skunk bomb should be 2 and 4 to 1 and 3. I already have my opinion on this, so I'm just not gonna do anything with my post. But Cameron, this
I mean,
post
it-
has been
it
posted
does-
numerous times.
Yeah, I mean, but it does address the issue that skunk bombs, they just do too much.
In SVR specifically, like I've never really been the biggest fan of rushing to B point and watching 13 scouts throw bombs over and over again, and nobody can take the point for like 30 seconds, and then they all die and come back and the same thing repeats. Like, that's my issue. I think 2 is too much.
Yeah.
It's called stealing.
I mean, from this perspective, I don't think skunk bombs are a good fit for SAW vs Rebellion.
Yeah, I feel like
Because, I mean, if the issue is that it's doing that and then just trying to decrease the amount, probably you will not do enough because it's still there. You can just line up people if you have a very smart squad and just throw one by one. And how do you mitigate that besides removing?
yeah. It just, the gas is just gonna sit there for 8.5 seconds, and I don't really think that's fun for anybody. Moving forward, though, Super Toasty Medic says, bring back 32v32, even if it's just a little mystery mode thingy. I always like 32v32, but there is a reason why they took it away. I'll say that.
Keeping it from having it from time to time, I don't know if people actually enjoy it enough. Because if they just leave right away because they hate it, well, kind of defeats the whole purpose of bringing it back.
I feel like what they should do is they should just bring it back for like a weekend at one point, just see if people actually liked it or not, and then, you know, figure out from there. But beyond that, I don't exactly know what to say. I don't know. I think it's okay, but it's kind of hard to say anything about it. Then it just, you know, my post again. I posted a bit more for this one. I just think that the gold BCG's damage should be lowered from 63 to 73. Just to make it so that it requires a bit more accuracy to get the 2-tap kill. I still think that the 2-tap kill should be there for the gold BCG. I just don't think it should be that consistent.
Okay, so if you lower it to 73, what I think you're saying is that if you hit them directly, it will 2-shot them, but if you splash once, then it will not knock them down. Is that
what I'm saying is that you can still get a bit of a splash, but it's like going from the regular rocket in TF2 to the direct hit. You need to actually direct hit them at least once, and then you can get a bit of a splash, and then you can still 2-shot. But because as where it is right now, you can splash them twice, and as long as those splashes are a bit close, they can get 2-shot. I just think that there should be less of a range for the splash. Yeah, that's why I think that it should just be nerfed by 3 damage. I'm not a biggest fan of nerfing it by, oh yeah, let's nerf it by 7 damage so it can't 2-shot. No. Let's nerf it by 6 damage, that way it can only 2-shot on directs. No. I think that there should be some leeway.
People incentive to use it. That's
yeah,
the point.
Because like if you nerf it too much, then, you know, it drops a few tiers. Just it's like the Grey Magnum situation. There's a fine line of that 50 damage. Once it dips below there, you have issues.
Well, not quite, because for the purple PCG, some people do like it, right?
I know, but it just...
It's not...
I'm saying more of a statement of it's going to go from overpowered to just fine.
Okay.
Like, and people like the gold BCG where it is now. But some people... Okay, a lot of people hate it, but a lot of people also like it. A lot of people enjoy the gold BCG for where it is. That's why I think it should just receive a bit of a nerf.
I think the people who enjoy the gold BCG right now are the people who use it, and not the people who have it used against them.
Yeah. I've had it on both angles where I've used it to 2-shot people and had it 2-shot me. It wouldn't go from balance per se, because the issue is that you are doing a massive change. Like, imagine if you had imagine if you had AK 4 nerfs ago, and then all of a sudden they did 4 nerfs at once. That wouldn't be fun. I think it's more of a factor for enjoyability on my part. That's the way I go about it. But either way, it's my post, so we can just move on.
Yeah, well, I like it. I'll just upload it. Okay, next one.
Neon, add the art to the BCG, like throwables, as a lot of players don't realize it can go over certain objects in crate. It makes it more visibly clear and easy to understand for players. Yeah, no, I fully agree with that. I think it should be clear that you can shoot over certain obstacles. Because like with the grenades, you have a very large arc, but with the BCG, you have a small arc.
Oh yes, but I would add a little bit more, because the arc that we have right now, it doesn't tell you if you can throw over something at all. You just see it no matter what.
Yeah.
Even if you do it past a wall, it still shows.
But I do like the idea of adding an arc to the BCG. I don't think it should just be a straight line.
Yeah, yeah.
Moving forward, and there's Seo Tekken again. End game quick chat at the end of the match. The quick chat should be switched over to the waiting lobbies quick chat. That way players would be able to say GG. Yeah, no, I agree with that. That way, you know, it's the whole concept of being able to say "gui gui" and yeah.
Okay, but then that assumes that they're going to go back to the same game mode, right?
Yeah.
Because then Yeah, like which lobby do you get the chat from? I mean, obviously you want to get the next
Easy.
one, right? But I feel like there are some problems with this in terms of technical or how they would implement it. It's not so easy.
They mean after the final kill.
Yeah.
So that,
And
like,
then after-
once you win the lobby, then you can say things like GG while still in that match.
Ah, as in you don't have to do.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Congratulations, Sale. You got a good post. Moving forward, Caitlyn, short SVR, 5v5 with a total of 90 per side, and only one person is allowed to take one class. So they're asking for Highlander. People have experimented with this, and one, you would have to make the map drastically smaller, and two, it's kind of hard to have a game mode with the max people being 10 when squads queue up to 4, and also it's stressing the servers. Because you'd be having like 15 lobbies open at once.
And also in terms of balance.
Yeah.
I mean, the good thing of the strange thing about SAR is that it's balanced because we have just so many players in a single lobby. Right, everything kind of just smooths or averages us out. But as soon as you go to 1v1s or 2v2s or 4v4s, then
It comes down to statistics at that point.
yeah, and you can really skew that, so it's not.
Yeah. But moving forward to the last post of, on my side at least, for May 22nd, fully fledged animated series where the default fox, bear, tiger, and skullcat are the main characters. Make this happen, Sakurai.
Done.
Sure, man.
Yes.
Moving
Yep.
forward, Nightmares in SVR or Saw vs. Rebellion. If you vanquish the giant star in his mole, you should get an unupgraded version of whatever kit you used. Are they asking for...
The person who killed it, you just get an automatic upgrade on the spot or after they die.
If it's after they die, then that's more useless than anything. Upgrade, I think they mean. Yeah, no, I think we like both understand that they meant upgraded. It's just... I think that that like they're just saying, oh yeah, if you kill them all, your kit gets upgraded just on the spot. Like a thunderbolt just strikes down on you and boom, you now have big gun. No.
Twinkle showers you in, has super health juice, and then you just become mega.
The issue with this
Super
is what if
Saiyan or
you're
something.
already upgraded, right?
Lily Setter.
Uh,
You get another upgrade.
Get another one. Get 4 guns.
Level 3.
Level 3. Damn, I can't wait for mythic weapons in SVR.
Oh goodness. All jokes aside.
I'm down voting.
The speed boost, it's enough.
I like the
It's not
speed
going to be a
boost.
Big upgrade.
I don't like the point negation that the box gives. I've never exactly liked the box as a whole. The speed boost is fun. It just... As someone who's been playing SVR since basically its release of 2.0, I've never liked the mole. That's my perspective, at least. I like the speed boost, just not the point crate. And additionally, this is sort of a very mediocre upgrade to killing the mole. Like, you already get the speed boost.
Like what? Even if you upgrade the kit, it's like, oh, okay, sure, you're gonna lose it in 5 seconds anyways. Oh, okay.
Mole is pointless
Yeah.
to go for in the first place. Yeah, that's my stance. Magic Turtle. The super snapping turtle seems to be a super alligator snapping turtle. The shell and tail are both spiked. Is there an alligator snapping turtle, like, as a thing? Is that actually just a thing in real life?
I feel like we should fact check this. Where are your mods, Popcorn?
I mean, Cameron's in my chat right now. Cameron, can you
Come on,
fact
Cameron, get on it.
get on this? I'm looking at... Hold on.
They don't look like they have tails or significant tails.
Big
Wait,
boy
alligator snapping turtle.
Oh, that's a
No,
thing?
that's a thing. Wow.
Whoa, okay. They have a point.
Yeah.
Yeah, and snapping
Okay,
turtles
yeah,
just look
no,
like regular
yeah.
turtles. Okay. Yeah, no, fair. Rename it to that, I guess.
Oh, okay.
That actually is 100%
They
fair.
have a good point. Yeah, no, it's valid.
Anyways, Gangrene is back. Specifically in Walking Dead, DNA drops should be consistent and not scaled based upon match time. Reason alternative game modes are generally a hotspot for maximizing magnet usage, as they tend to be longest games. However, if you want zombies to optimize their DNA per magnet usage, they are lightly incentivized to play poorly.
I want the game to drag out.
Here's the thing with Walking Dead, is that the game is either 6 minutes almost flat or less. And the issue with that is that at 6 minutes you get, I think it was 328 experience for time survived if you win as a survivor, go all the way till the end. For a zombie though, the issue stems from my perspective with the fact that Zombie Joes get 35 XP for kill. That is an abnormally high amount of XP. It's
XP, but not DNA. Right?
Yeah, no, I know, but
35? No.
I'm talking more on the perspective of like how I feel about XP from like Walking as a whole. Like I look at XP in Walking Dead and I think to myself, oh goody, I can get 700 XP every 6 minutes.
Yeah, well, that's assuming that you do actually lobada everyone, because remember,
I do.
You are a zombie chicken. Oh, I mean, if it's a bot lobby, then yeah, sure, okay.
Because the thing is that I've literally made the statement, it is more effective for XP grinding that at the start of every Walking Dead match to just blow yourself up and play chicken. Like, you get more XP from playing as a chicken, as long as you at the very least get 2 kills than you would just playing a full game as a survivor. That's my issue. For DNA, however, I guess it makes sense for DNA to be more consistent.
Because there's nothing worse than putting a DNA on an animal,
and
going
then get
into
3.
the next game, and then, yeah. Or you just die right on the drop.
Yeah, so that is a wee bit of an issue. If you're the last one to get killed, you get the least XP. That is a fair point. You do get the least win XP for the last one to get killed, because you get 1 XP for a win if you're the last survivor to get killed. So it punishes you for living long. That is a fair point. But overall, I do agree with better consistency because it allows people to learn things faster.
And it's not so stressful when you just put a DNA.
Thank you for the follow, Umbra. I appreciate you. I am not dad. I am mom. Moving forward. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Bob Rillick. Hello, developers. I would ask you to add a friend system. Okay, so they're basically just adding for a friend system.
Is there anything else in this?
For the most part, I think it just... You want to be able to complete tasks and get reward only with a super edition because of small online people don't like games where you can't get screenshots without donation. I hope you mean that. Are they asking for Praise Banan to be a free emote?
Maybe they're talking about the photo booth? And that you should be able to have emotes that you didn't unlock yet?
Probably.
Maybe.
Hydration. Water. I guess
the friend
so.
System sounds... Yeah, the friend sound system... everyone's been clamoring about it. Makes sense.
To be fair, it's got like 34 upvotes on here, so I assume that I might just have some clarity issues. So I'm just gonna throw my upvote there and move on, knowing full well that I have no idea what that post is talking about.
Aw, come on, that's a cop-out. We have time
is.
to hammer this out.
I have no, like, I read it like twice and I still have no idea. Most animals liked it for the friend system. Yeah. A lot of people I think just liked it for the friend system. I do agree with like things like a friend system as a whole. But overall, I don't know.
Have the developers said anything that they were working on it, or they are seriously considering it in one of the...
I've actually...
streams?
I don't remember hearing that, like, ever on the dev streams.
Oh.
So I don't actually know if they're going to be working on it or not, or... I don't know. I'm not a dev, I can't say.
Right.
Oscar, make it obvious that a grenade is going to bounce off a wall when thrown. Maybe shortening the end of the throw arc. What is going to be hit instead of where your animal could work. There's cases where you think it's gonna go where aimed until it bounces off a sliver of wall behind you. I fully understand what this person is talking about because it's happened to me so many times.
I clicked so fast on it before you were even done.
Have you ever tried to throw a grenade through a hall in Mountain?
Oh, yes. And then you think you got it through, but
nope,
no.
And then it bounces right back onto you.
Yep.
So
but
yeah,
if you try to shoot the same place, the bullet does go through it, and you think, what?
So I feel like they're asking for, like, if it's like the BCG8, it's going to show where it's going to bounce off of, right? So I feel like I can understand what they're saying to a degree. I'm just going to hit it with the upvote. MJo, the stanky leg emote.
No.
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 Why?
No. Moving forward.
Next one.
I always had this thought of a new SVR map, a vertical one. Now the flag points are general and not exactly where they should be, but the general idea of how they would be placed. What do you think? Remember that the gas circle area would be so Murray Woods on the right side, most likely be engulfed. So they're asking for a vertical SVR map. Now, I have an issue with this for a very specific reason. One, the balance of this isn't exactly good just by looking at the image here, but I get what they're talking about. My issue stems from the concept of having to aim up and down. It is hard to use some weapons up and down versus left and right. Like things like dualies, for example. Because you're basically like spinning back and forth of whether you're facing left or right, and it comes out at like the tip of the pistol, and that like shifts direction. It's hard to aim. So I think it would be fun, but I feel like this would have to be a really rare odd of like happening. Like if this were to be introduced, it would be like, it's like the concept of like night mode. It's very rare, but it's not really rare, but it's the whole concept that like there's a chance that it happens. I just think that there should be like, oh yeah, you have a 1 in 25 chance of playing on this map. But even then, there's a lot of issues with up and down.
Yeah, SAR versus Rebellion is not very geared for vertical play.
It's not balanced around it. They'd have to test it too much. But with that, like, without testing, I don't think this could be added. With testing, maybe, but overall, I just don't think it's a great idea. It's
I have
balanced.
A feeling that even with testing, the problem is that you have a lot of bullets going up and down, and you can't see where the people are. Right?
That is a good point. Lost actually raises a good point. Our monitors are horizontally based.
Yeah.
So, like, if you have, like, a vertically based monitor, you'd be like, aw, yeah. Just turn my monitor 90 degrees. Monitor. I'll play with my keyboard upside down, don't worry.
Oh.
Moving forward, though, Peter Oval. Bit of an interesting one. For PlayStation/Switch users, could you implement gyro controls for cursor-related actions such as accessibility settings? This would be useful for placing a marker quickly on the map, throwing items, especially while you're moving and helping pinpoint aiming at distance. I fully agree with this because I love gyro, like as like a concept in controllers. With gyro, using throwables on console would be so much easier. To me, at least. I don't entirely know, and you would also effectively be giving a giant middle finger to Xbox users, but
that's their fault for choosing Xbox.
Skill issue.
But by gyro, do you mean you have a controller and you just tilt it and then the point just goes to wherever you tilt?
So
automatically, or do you have to like wait for it to slowly go there?
I feel like gyro on PlayStation, because I've seen it be used in things like TF2 with people like SolarLight. It's for like, you use it effectively like a mouse, but in like a whole 3D plane. Like you can move the controller around and it would go as the same direction of your mouse. You know how like in like sports games, people like stand up, they start like moving with their controllers and such. Like imagine that, except that's how like your aim would work.
Oh, okay, yeah, sounds good.
It's a lot like using a Wii remote, more like. Overall, I like the concept because I've always found throwables on console to be weird anyways, and this would give a whole new skill gap for aiming, which, one, I'm very afraid to give to controller players because aiming is supposed to be the downfall of controller. But, you know,
But
whatever. As someone who loves gyro in Fortnite on consoles, I have no idea how I'd feel about it in SAR. There is a difference there, right? Like, SAR is 2D, whereas things like Fortnite are 3D. I feel like if they were do like a testing session for like PlayStation players, then I actually feel like that would be really cool to see how that would turn out. But I think the concept is there. I like the concept. No, I am not... I am not deliberately handicapping console players. No, I am not a
Their
PC
movement
elitist.
is too smooth, they must be punished.
I will say that, like, okay, with PC your benefit is aim. With console your benefit is movement. Both of them have their benefits. I just want to see how gyro would work. I am genuinely interested to see in the result of this. It would also give people a reason to play on Switch.
But not on Joy-Cons.
You could also do it on like the Steam Deck too. Because like it's it has gyro on the Steam Deck.
Yeah, Steam Deck's fine.
Get good console player. Damn, bro. Moving forward, Coconut 56, friends list, simple mechanic allowing PC players to connect to console players, yada yada. They're just asking for like a friends list with the full equivalent of like Steam DMs, Discord DMs, just communications listing. It would take a while to program, but I do agree with the friends list concept. It would allow people to more easily party up without like a code system, because you could just send, oh yeah, join my friends. It would also prevent people from, because in situations when people don't want people to join their lobby, they put up a code, but sometimes people figure out the code. And with Steam, you could just hop in from Steam. With console, I don't fully know the issue there, but I feel like it would be nice to have a friends list where it'd be like secure through your friends list. Make Switch play smoothly before trying to add cool stuff. That's a very fair argument. Switch as of right now is the full equivalent of actively handicapping yourself. It's SAR on hard mode. For console players, at least. But yeah, I always agree with the friends list concept. That's a Switch issue, yeah. Nightmares. One in the Animal Lab, you should... Be able, okay. My mind ain't working. To see what super animals look like with the items you have. I guess that's fair, right? Like, to be able to, like, understand what you're unlocking and how it would look.
I don't think it's necessary.
I know it's, like, not necessary, but it's more of just, like, it's a QOL issue, right? Where it's, like, you have...
Yeah.
You have, like, it's more accessibility. You have people being able to see, oh, I like how this animal looks with this shirt, not with this shirt, and this is my favorite shirt, so I'm gonna get this animal.
I think this also kind of ties in with what someone else said earlier about being able to do praise banana in the photo booth without having locked the achievement yet.
Yeah.
So you get to preview everything and maybe work towards that. I don't know if that's a good thing.
It might be giving people too much accessibility at that point. This is a very... I don't want to call it, like, weak. I guess it's a more hindered sense of a preview. There's nothing inherently wrong with it, but... I don't know. It's kind of hard to give an opinion on something like this.
I mean, we've already unlocked everything, so we don't really have to
That's
do it.
true.
Right?
Yeah, like, once you get to level 1000, you sort of just... Now what?
Well, that's if you actually use your magnets before then. Took me quite a bit.
Me sitting at 99.
I can neither confirm nor deny.
I don't know. I like the concept, but it could be too much accessibility at that point. I'm just not gonna touch it for me at least. Uh, Boone is back.
Wow,
Uh,
she's. How many has Puna had already?
Decent amount. I think it's like this is their 5th one. I'm not really. They posted another one right under it, but I'm not really a Walking Dead fan. It seems very repetitive, and people who play Zombie Joes always leave the game. Everyone gets nasty over Mole Crate, with the fact that once people finish scavenging, they don't know where to go and sit in the edge with more zombies waiting to spawn. It's predictable. So how about this rec? Which some may or may not agree on. Mole Crates, I don't necessarily believe everyone should get their own weapon, or else a majority else ends up getting a legendary weapon first via the drop. So basically they're saying remove just the whole pachyderm-esque scavenging that's at the Mole Crate, because it spawns in one corner and 11 people are pressing interact on the Mole Crate over and over again to try and get one crummy of a legendary weapon. But they're asking so that everybody gets their own epic or chance at a legendary. And then there's direction. People don't know where to go, especially once finished scavenging the Mole Crate. So I feel like after the first Mole Crate has been collected and everyone has gotten a search, a notification should be sent of a predicted area where the second Mole Crate should spawn. Bots need to be refined for the game mode. I'm not sure how to increase their aggression has impacted the game, but since Zombie Joes head straight towards them, I remember them ending up in a melee fight and the Joes always win. Bots should have a hoarding behavior. So there's multiple issues here. The first issue is the concept of the devs want the zombies to win more. When people group up, it is way harder to kill, because you're effectively going to be taking about 348 damage in less than half of a second because you went left instead of right. The issue, I think, with people finding walking repetitive, I think more stems to the concept of the fact that it's a weekly rotation mode. When it was first getting announced that it was rotating, I made the statement it should be bi-monthly instead of bi-weekly, so that way people have enough time to miss the game mode and want to play it again. My theory sort of came to pass in the sense that, because like take a look at things like SVR and walking versus something like mystery mode. Mystery mode isn't really that much different from squads, just squads with a modifier. Meanwhile, things like walking and SVR are completely different from how the game is, and a lot of people are still like, oh, mystery mode, it's so cool. My theory is that, like, because it rarely happens, people want it more. If mystery mode was as constant as these two modes are, people would get bored. So I think, because walking was originally supposed to be a very limited mode, like, even to the point of just being around October. So, I'm glad it's here more, but there's a lot of moving parts to this post. Like, there's the issue of repetition, in-game balance, and just bots. I don't fully agree with the post, but I agree with the fact that something needs to be done about walking as a whole. Oh, wait, their next post was a continuation.
I mean, I think we can take it step by step, like Mole Crate's direction and bots. Like, these are fairly well isolated points.
Yeah,
so the Mole Crate thing, everybody gets a legendary or
Yeah.
epic weapon. That's a bit too much.
Cameron makes a good point. It's like snow. A bit rarely is cool, too much is annoying.
Yeah.
But for the Mole Crate, I'm not the biggest fan of everybody getting a legendary weapon, because you might say the concept of, oh, it's not that much better. It is. In a scale where people are grouping up and firing all their weapons together, that increase stacks with all the other increases.
And also, mind you, even if we don't increase the number of legendary weapons, if someone dies with a legendary weapon, someone else could just pick it up, and there you go. It's not like they disappear forever.
Yeah, and for direction, I'm not the biggest fan of that, because the reason why walking works in Zombies Favored more is because people get isolated. If you have a clear-cut direction on where to go, one, you're basically forcing people to do this to be more successful, and then it creates even more repetition, because, you know, you're just going from point to point, and you're creating a different concept from the game mode is. The fact that you're able to roam, one, gives the zombies more chances, and two, lets you have a bit more freedom with what you want to do. Like, you don't have to go for the crate if you want to. You could just scavenge, go get some grass, look in a building, be on your own.
To add to that, I think it's a good idea to somehow have some in-game event where it scatters the people again if they group up. Because the whole fun of The Walking Dead is that you are a bit isolated. You're not supposed to all be together and just win like a group of survivors.
Yeah.
It could be interesting if, because if they do group up, then they always stay grouped up until the very end, and it becomes quite obvious if they're going to win or not, right? But to add a little bit of this randomness, kind of like what they wanted to do with Twinkle, add a bit of chaos into the mix, I think this could actually work quite well in Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what Puna there suggested, it's completely opposite of what you should do for Walking Dead.
Pretty much.
Yeah, it's no.
Yeah, but for this one, I'd say no. Their next post is a literal continuation. Already looking at this image, I'm very scared. They want to give zombies more of a... Okay, so here's another thing, right? What I feel like Punda is basically asking is making this more like Left 4 Dead 2. Judging by the whole concept of direction, working together as a group, and the fact that different zombies have a chance to be like this, yeah, that's just Left 4 Dead at that point.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
It is a fun thing, but it is an issue with accessibility and understanding. Because if you're going to get a new player in there and you're going to tell them, okay, so there's a red chicken and a white chicken. The red chickens have a chance to spawn. They have 30% increase, or sorry, they have 30 more health, and they have a 5% increase to their already existing 10% infection chance when they hit you normally. And then you're going to tell them, oh yeah, there's Chick Joe, Rooster Joe, Clucking Joe's, Turkey Joe, like just... It's too much. Yeah, in that case, just play Left 4 Dead. Like, it's too much.
People already ask what's the difference between the red and the white zombie Joes.
At this point, they're creating a different game mode.
Which is okay, but...
It's the concept of, like, it's too much.
Yeah.
It's,
and also, it's like, how do you make things visually distinctive as well? Because when you're being rushed by zombies, it matters if you have all these different Joes, but how can you look at it within a split second and know what Joes are doing what?
Yeah.
That's not going to happen.
It has to be clear and cut, like, what you're looking at. Yeah. And, like, you'd have to play, like, multiple games just to understand. So, it is the concept of that, like, you're creating... Oh, yeah, you're creating a new and fun, interesting concept for a game mode. You're changing it too much is the issue. Like, if this was a post saying, oh yeah, I'd like to see a special version of Walking Dead around Halloween like this, then there could be something different there. But to change blocking as a whole, one, that's an issue. Two, this is... What's the term? It's overstimulation.
Yeah. And let's say we did put this change into the game. What changes for the Joes?
Bits.
Not much.
Yeah.
You just play like as you do now. Maybe the one where you get to throw up at survivors. Sure, maybe that's different, but literally everything else, you don't care. You're just going to run towards them and just scratch them. Okay.
Yeah.
Nothing has changed.
Overall, though, I'm not into this.
Too much complexity
yeah.
and not much benefit.
You're creating just word vomit. There's substance, it's just too much. Caitlin asked for an animated banner on the server. Maybe it's a GIF or a fox or a raccoon or something from the OST videos. Yeah, they have the ability to make it. They are, I can't click on the server boost because then it would, like, tab me out of it, but yeah, they do have, like, 100 and something boosts. They can definitely do that.
And maybe make it seasonal related or
it's like their
current...
what was it? The ending screens that you get for seasonal packaging, like the Easter one, the St. Patrick's Day one, the Valentine's Day one, the winter one, the Halloween one. I think there's a summer one. I don't remember, but like you just put that as like the banner.
Yeah.
It's cool. It's got good artwork. It's it's an intense picture. It's like the giant eagles like flying right at you.
And in the end, no one is really going to notice. But hey, you could do that. It's a quick 1 second thing.
It's a
Upload
feature.
JPEG.
It's a feature. It's quality of life.
It's about the small things. Yeah.
Yeah. But
Quality.
yeah, I'm fine with that. There's nothing wrong with that. Depth Secret is a beginner character. Now that's a name. Walking Dead. Gas pylons. Well, the gas closes in. Pylons will appear at the perimeter of the gas. The circle of life. How many? 4, depending on the size of the circle, depending on the number of failures in a row. Survivors must activate said pylons before circle finishes closing. If successful, the gas will not advance during the next phase, as per normal, and the mole will spawn somewhere. If unsuccessful, the gas will close again. The next phase, the pylon spawn. So it's basically just activate the obelisk to make sure that the circle doesn't close. Don't you want the circle to close?
I don't think so. I don't know. We've never had the experience. It's that every single time the circle is close, it's very small. We already have a lot of zombie Joes, so we don't know if you like it or not. It's just always been the way.
I think they're asking. Yeah, this requires a bit too much testing, to be honest.
Yeah, but I think another idea that they have, which does have merit, is in Walking Dead. A lot of the time in the beginning, you're just walking around with nothing to do, right? You're just waiting, basically, and it does get boring in the beginning. And what someone unknown is probably suggesting is that you could do something, like you could work towards a goal in the meantime, so that it's not so boring, and maybe that's why people don't like Walking Dead so much. There's a lot of downtime and then small bursts of excitement, but that's far in between. Like a little bit of a direction, but without forcing them to group up together and make life miserable for the zombie Joes.
Yeah, it does change just a bit too much. Yeah, again, it's the concept of fundamentally changing the mode. It's not like always a bad thing, because sometimes people have genuinely good ideas. It just, in this case, it's an odd one.
Yeah. Good luck testing it.
Yeah, I'm just not even gonna give my opinion for that one. Putting the girl back. Remove disconnected players from the game mode, especially their markers. I've had people disconnect and leave markers, stand there and confuse other randos because they don't know they're disconnected, or people who disconnect before the game fully starts, and shoot at the end where they end up dying to skunk gas or some random farms their corpses. They should remove them by inside of death, not just waiting to be shot or smacked over in the head with a guitar. So they're asking for the AFKs to just poop out of existence.
Yeah.
Sure.
Fair.
I guess it creates... It just removes people that... Well, it removes free kills. Like, it makes the melee achievement harder, but...
But it should be done.
Yeah. Okay.
But the one thing that might be an issue is what if they are AFK, but they actually do get back to their keyboard?
I think they're talking about more like if they AFK for too long and they disconnect because of being there for too long. Like if you AFK for too long and blocking your SVR.
Oh. Sure.
Yeah. That's what I think that they're talking about, at least. Well, with Poke, update on the super secret social project. Was it the photo booth? If not, are we ever going to get it? I think they did talk about a concept of a roadmap, but they haven't released it. Because I remember you talking about this, right? Like, Poke was talking about this in your stream. I was there.
So they are supposed to be releasing a roadmap soon, but they never said when. They only said soon. And the super secret social project was back in the first roadmap back in season 3.
I
And that is the
assume,
only thing that they have not confirmed nor denied yet since then.
in my opinion, there's like a 50-50 chance that the social project was the photo booth, but there's still a very likely odd that it wasn't.
Yeah, I don't think the photo booth is. It's not so social. It's a fun thing for you to do, but you don't collaborate with other people. It's just you and sitting there in a chair, just clicking around things until it looks pretty.
Yeah.
Not much social about that.
But
Maybe they will clarify this on the next roadmap. I don't know.
yeah, clarification is always a good thing to me. Ben, if you disconnect from a battle, it's just the whole concept: if you disconnect, you die. Sure. And because in the battle royale, you just sort of sit there, and it would be nice to give your team the loot if you disconnect.
Yeah.
I agree with it. Foxy the Star Fox, cool name. I don't know if someone has requested this already, but if not, please allow console players to type in game and lobby. Thank you for the 40 billionth post of talking about. Sure.
I don't know whether to upvote this or downvote it because it's nice to have, but we will likely never have it.
Yeah, it's just because like Xbox keyboards exist, right? There's that keyboard controller. You can't even use that on Xbox, from my knowledge. I feel like if you have that, you should be able to use it. Maybe. I don't know, but to be honest, if you want to talk, just get whatever controller you like and plug it into your PC, I guess. But I don't know.
I'm just going to ignore it.
Yeah, I'll give it the upvote because it's accessibility at that point. Extra, it's been a bit. I would like to see a small healing buff to the Epic Dogma's Dart gun. Because in terms of healing, it was far worse to heal one person than with blah, 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 blah. No.
No, it's good enough.
It's good enough.
No.
The devs have literally talked about like healing as a concept and why it's 24. And the main reason for that is because any more and it would be a bit too powerful. Like setting even it to like 25, that's more powerful already. It just, even, because, okay, the Dartfly gun is already good as is compared to the regular dart gun. You're getting the bounce. Why? Okay, my Windows are just trying to tell me something. Oh, thanks for finishing scanning this one random thing. Cool. Alright.
At least it's not a Windows update.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did hope I didn't jinx it. Fingers crossed.
But yeah, the Dartfly gun is already good as is. If not, I'd even call it a bit overpowered. Only slightly, though, and in some very specific modes. Like, in duos or even in squads, the fact that, like, I could not only hit, like, a down player and the person reviving them, but also the things like multiple people on their team, with a legendary as well, that's doing the same poison damage to both. Like, I'm gonna 3-shot both of them regardless due to the effect of the poison. It creates issues by basically making it stronger than it already is. So no. I think this person is just not good with the dart gun and said, oh, we need to make it stronger. It feels like that to me, but
And
I
the
don't
healing
know.
part, I mean, they say it feels bad, but you just dart them 3 times and then you look away.
Yeah.
That's it. It's you don't have to think about it. You just pew 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 and then.
If
you're
it's
dead.
red, it's 4. If it's orange, it's 3. If it's middle green, it's 2. And if it's high green, it's 1.
Yeah, it doesn't make a difference in the end. Nobody cares.
Really? No, it's healing.
Yeah.
My brother came up with this power idea. Welcome back, Extra. Turtle shield. Oh, it's shield and shell. Okay. I get it. It would be a turtle shield when you get knocked, which you can get around you, maybe, or you can also have a shell in the direction of your crosshair, which blocks a certain amount of damage, like 100, 200 maybe, and maybe have a cooldown of 20 seconds. Is this a... Oh, it's a power-up. Okay.
Apex. No?
Red. That seems too much. Because I've always found power-ups to be used while you're down to be a very odd concept. Like, the only one that really does anything Well, there's two. There's the snorkel and there's the banana forker. Because the snorkel, reduces your gas damage if you're down the gas. And the banana forker, you can eat the bananas while you're down. With this, you're basically saying, oh yeah, this is to be used when you go down. So anytime you're not down, this is useless.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, it's oh. I mean, that's not inherently a bad thing. For example, for new players, if they had that, they would rather have that than a cup grade, right?
Yeah.
Because they will get down, no doubt about it.
A new player
would be nice to have a little bit of.
They would 100% want something to sort of, what's the word? Sort of just I'm bad with English today. Just slowly, just over time, just say, oh yeah, I'm gonna slowly make it so that my death happens slower and slower. I'm eventually going to die, but I'm removing some damage for a bit of time.
Delaying the inevitable.
And you're also, it's the whole concept of body blocking, right? Like, you are a base.
That is a big no here.
You become a human shield.
And we already have problems with that in squads already.
Yeah.
So making it worse.
It's too many moving parts, it's too specific, and overall it just creates issues.
I mean, it's trying to address the problem of being thirsted all the time, but I don't think this is it.
Like, because even then, if, like, that's the issue being thirsted, if someone's going to do that to you, they're just going to do with the 200 damage, and then they're just going to shoot you.
No, well, there are a lot of situations. It happens quite often that your teammates come like a second after you die, and you think, "Oh no! If I had maybe 50 HP more, then I would have lived." Like,
yeah,
maybe that's what Extra was trying to say with this.
But it's a very niche situation, and even when it's not in the niche situations, you're effectively just a shield.
I don't think it's too niche. I mean, in a squad fight nowadays, if you go down and your teammates are just a little bit farther behind, then you will probably die. Like, if you survived for a second longer, then you would live. And this happens very often, surprisingly, so it's not so niche.
Yeah, it's too many issues.
Yeah. I mean,
both good
play
and bad.
testing it, I don't know how you would do that.
That's true. How the hell would you play test something like this? Moving forward, Caitlin, the ability to save positions of super animals to a template or external file, so if you want to redo an old photo with different new animals, you can. Sure. It creates bigger files, but at the same time, you're doing it to create the bigger file to then use it later. So, yeah, why not? It's, QOL. Bob Rillick, I think each player would like to see cases or boxes of some skin. Okay. So, I'm gonna give a very odd opinion about this. I don't like this. However, I feel like something similar could be introduced as long as it's free. Like, to the point of Carl coins. I've had an idea that's been in the works for like a few months. And the issue is there's just like a lot of moving parts to it, and the whole concept of that, oh yeah, nobody likes the loot box. I know nobody likes the loot box. Because it creates an issue here, right? Accessibility and overall just randomness to it. It's hard. So this, as the concept that he's right here, no. I don't think that there should be a loot box. If it were to be reworked in a sense where it would be, I think, more in tune with something like the whole system that you get every single time you level up, you get a new cosmetic. Like, if you were to sort of... It would require way too much testing, but it's a theory in my head, that's all. But as it stands, no. I don't think that this should just be implemented as is. The game...
Opinion, the level up loot,
yeah.
The loot thing, it's already that. They just want
they just want more
loot
chances
box,
of
which
it,
is,
yeah.
Which is clearly not kosher.
It's too much. It's way, way too much. Moving forward though, can the team add more stripes to the tigers? Does it not have enough?
Does it? How many stripes does it have right now? I think 3 for the normal default super tiger. three for the waist and 2 on its head. Let's go look.
I don't even know how to respond to this.
Like, what is their issue here? It does
More
not look tiger
stripes.
enough, or it has birds.
I don't get it, man. The tiger has to earn its stripes. This is a cosmetic. That's true.
Okay, well,
Damn it.
yeah, gonna ignore that.
I'm just gonna ignore that one too. I'm gonna go ahead and assume that I'm suddenly gonna see this thing disappear in about 30 seconds, so let's just keep that in mind. How about we remove the stripes instead? No. I think the giant...
Super albino tiger?
Doesn't that exist?
No, we don't. We only have alligator, raven, and rat. Not a tiger.
Oh, it's far enough back that you wouldn't? Okay, fair enough.
Okay, come on, gamer. You won't do it.
Do it. Do it.
Do it. Do it.
I think the Giants spoiled the SVR since it's easy to take away 100. The game would end fast. This is basically my opinion. I'm fine with the speed boost. It just I never liked the 100 points. I've made this statement in the past. It's every 30 games that the 100 points does something to the basis of the game. And that's not just based upon like me saying, "Oh yeah, it's like this." No, I've observed that as a statistic. Like, it is so rare that the 100 points actually comes into play for like a team winning the game. Because my statement is, if there's a team that is more okay, the original intent of the mole was supposed to be a punishing act, or B, a win back chance. What team is more likely to be able to win the mole in terms of skill? It's the winning team. So the concept of it being something that's meant to help a certain team, it kind of gets thrown in the dumpster. It's more of a punishing act, and mainly it might just be like a cope for me because I'm saying I can't get the amount of kills I want because the game ended too fast. It's more of a matter of it's not fun. It's never fun to watch like your team lose 100 points, or the enemy team, you're just watching their team lose 100 points. I just focus on flags, and that's another issue. When the mole spawns, so many people say, "Oh, let's just ignore the flags that we're defending and go for the mole," and one competent person is all it takes to then swoop up 2 flags. Because everyone went to the mole.
My feelings are a bit mixed on this.
Which is fair, because this is like my opinion at least. Like, you can have your own, right? That's the magic of this discussion. To me, I've just had enough of experiences with the mole as is to make it feel like I just don't like the 100 points. I like the speed boost. I like the speed boost. So I don't think the Giant as a whole ruined SVR. I just think it more so poorly impacted it. It's fun, and it's a cool little like boss you go to, but I just think it should be the speed boost, not the... There could even be something else from like the crate, right? Or a couple weeks ago after... What'd you say, Cameron? If I could find it, I will. How about that? But overall,
if not points, because just vanquishing Twinkle and just having a speed boost and let's pretend the crate doesn't exist, it doesn't feel like it's enough, right? It feels like we should still be rewarded more, or something else should happen in addition to the speed boost. Otherwise, no one's going to go for Twinkle. It's just a speed boost. It's nice, but is it worth all that time fighting Twinkle and not capturing the flags? No.
So it's a bit of a balancing act there. I've never liked the 100-point drop personally, so I think I'm just gonna leave it alone, but at the same time, I would be more in favor of just changing the 100 points to something else instead of, I guess, fully removing it. I don't think that it should just be, oh yeah, take away 100 points. I think it should be something else.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know. Moving forward though, I think it would be cool if you added a reorganized button for your super animals if you want to put them in a specific order. If someone wants to organize their character names in order, then the reorganization button would help. Like, you can select the character's name and place it where you want. So they're basically asking for a large menu that basically says, drag this here, drag this here, drag this here. Okay, they're in the positions I want.
Yeah, quality of life.
Yeah, it's QOL.
Yeah, I mean, if you have an animal that you don't use that much in the middle of animals that you use a lot, it does get quite annoying having to always scroll past it every single time.
Yeah, especially now that we have like, don't we have like 30 customizable slots? That's a lot.
Expanded by 10.
Before it was just 20, and you could like rapidly like click through it. It's more the statement of I should be able to select the animals that I'm more likely to select often from the position it is. There is the argument of, oh yeah, you could just delete it and then replace them when you create new animals, but it's like saying I'm gonna set aside an hour to reorganize my shelves versus I'm gonna set aside 5 minutes to reorganize my shelves. There's a difference there.
Quality of life. And I think having this would encourage people to make more costumes as well.
Yeah, because some people just play with the same design over and over again.
Yes, people. Moving on.
Yeah. They should add a thing where if you win, your name changes color and the color should show yellow and it should say how many wins you got and a win. Oh boy.
Oh, if you hate targeting now, you're going to hate targeting later. If you put this in.
This person was either drunk, high, or a child.
Or they haven't ever gotten a win before. Or they got one win, and then...
I'm saying it more for the grammar, but yeah. It's Fortnite Crowns and SAR. Yeah.
I hope they typed that on mobile.
Because putting bounties on people was a thing, and I never want to see that again. Because that's just... no. Like, for the most part...
This is basically a handicap system, no?
That is. It's basically just a handicap system.
But just embellish and they're saying like, oh, you're not handicapped, you have a crown, look at that.
It would also promote people that are scared to effectively like leave a lobby, because if they see like 13 people with crowns, they're gonna be like, oh god, and then they're just gonna leave.
Oh, true. Yeah.
So that creates that issue. Moving forward though, Punda Girl again. Get rid of the Snorkum Walking Dead. There's no actual purpose since people avoid the storms and there's no skunk grenades. 1, there is a purpose, and 2, I think it's just really rare, or did they remove them?
For snorkel? What?
For skunk grenades. I don't remember if they removed them or not.
No, they're still there.
Yeah, they're just supposed to be rare. But yeah. For the snorkel, there is a purpose. Like, if I need to do a really large flank to get away from some zombies, yeah. I mean,
that's my go-to upgrade. I have no idea what they're talking about.
Is it niche? Yes. Does it have a purpose? Yes.
Niche? No, it's not niche. I see a lot of people wearing it. You can see it
in blocking,
right? In game as well. Yeah, in blocking.
Really? Because like
few people have it on.
Yeah. All right, that's fair, right? Because with blocking, there's really only like 3, or well, I guess like 4 equips that I usually see often. That's the ninja boots, the claw boots, the bandolier, and the impossible tape. Anything besides those kind of don't. So I guess the snorkel is... Someone called you niche.
I know.
Damn.
Of course it's Vicky.
How dare they? But...
Well, guess what? Niche means special. My mama
I'm cool. But yeah, no, I think the snorkel is fine in Walking Dead where it is. It has a purpose. It just... Is it as good as things like ninja boots, claw boots, bandolier?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
To me, at least, it's not.
Okay.
Does it have a purpose? Yes. Is it useful? Yes. That I will say.
So this is more of an issue of they haven't used it and they just don't know what it's for. Okay.
I used to use the snorkel a lot, and then because I used to use the snorkel a lot before ninja boots got buffed, and then after that I started using ninja boots a bit more. So yeah, I have used the snorkel on blocking before. Moving forward though, G-Domics, let beach crabs dance when you are doing the aerobics emote. Since aerobics is repeated like other dances, I think it should be considered a dance. Yeah, a dance is a dance. It makes more sense for like, well, what's the word? Just context, or like just overall just understanding of, oh yeah, it's a dance emote. It should dance.
Intuitive. Yeah.
Yeah.
It should do what you think it should do.
I mean, you could like Walking Dead, Lost. No one's stopping you from liking Walking Dead.
Yeah, just letting you know that the gas snorkel is actually the best thing. Wink, 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 wink.
Sure. Ron B, Super Candy Cotton Goat.
Don't we? We have the deer, right?
Everybody wants more cotton candy.
Do we even have a... We do have a goat.
Oh yeah, this one's also cosmetic. This one's actually just a direct cosmetic ask. I can't upvote this.
Kamer, it's only 3 days old. Come on.
It's 3 days old. Come on, it's the end of the 25th. Please. Get rid of it. It's a stain.
It's a good suggestion, but it's a little long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is a separate channel for cosmetic. It's Cosmetic Ideas. I really need to see aim assist option to show all the time on Switch, or only when you move the right analog, but I really like the aim assist always on to help me. Grammar issue?
Aim assist is a very bad idea in SAR.
Yeah.
It doesn't work.
Yeah, one, it doesn't work. Two, a lot of weapons in SAR require you to lead your shots.
All of them do.
Yeah, like...
Unless they're standing still, in which case, sure, you don't need aim assist.
Unless you're playing super fast bullets and you have a legendary sniper. Then you don't have to lead your shots. It just hit scan the mode. But
Click simulator.
one of my favorite things is just watching, because like in like super slow bullets, I just fire a green sparrow and I just see it fly slowly into an explosive barrel going, ah.
No.
Oh boy. Or when can emus be allowed to eat health fruit in the health juice factory? And Logan coming in with next update.
Wait a minute.
It's confirmed, boy.
Is this consistent with the lore, though?
I mean, it's food. I don't really think emus can.
No, the reason the super animals heal by health juice is because they are genetically engineered to restore HP by the health juice.
That is fair.
The emus, I think they are normal emus.
Context-wise, it might not make sense, but accessibility and overall quality of life, sure.
Yeah. I mean, Logan said it's going to happen, so it's not like...
It's gonna happen. It's not like we can say anything. He's put a gun against my head. Oh god.
Yeah. They're buffing the emus. No.
Let's get it. They're buffing the emus. Oh my god. Giant Emu probably has DNA edits since they're a park attraction. That's fair, actually. Because with all the DNA splicing, there's a good chance that emus were at one point genetically modified.
We do have the normal, the speedy,
The chonk and the battle.
Yeah, that does make sense. Darn it. You're not supposed to want the buff the emus. I thought you were on our side. Come on.
You fool. I've been a pacifist player all along. Oh, God. But yeah, I will say, my issue does stem from the concept of there's too many emus in the final circle, and there is... I will say there's a tiny issue with this. You could just go there and just heal forever. It's a small issue, but...
Wait, in the health factory?
Yeah, because they keep spawning health fruit. There's no limit, from my knowledge, to how many they just plop onto the conveyor belt.
Huh.
So there's a small... It's not the biggest issue, but...
But it's a very interesting niche one.
Yeah.
Hmm.
There's a limit in terms of rate. Ah, okay.
I'm pretty sure they must have thought about this already.
Do you see Seo Tekken loss? Is that what you're referring to? But anyways, let's move forward to Moose. Honestly, I love everything about the game, but would like to see how many kills my teammates have when spectating, same as the enemies that kill me. Sure. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I mean, I've always had to ask my teammates, like, how many kills did you get? And then they
Yeah.
always have to type, yeah.
Not really.
Sure.
There's no issue with that, I guess.
Yeah. It's a small quality of life that doesn't have any downsides.
Lumi. Need to be able to change the UI safe zone. My TV is borked and cuts off just on the sides of the UI text. Just need to let me move to the safe zone in. What? Let me move the safe zone in.
Are they saying that they are accidentally clicking outside the window? And
I think they're saying that their monitor, aka the thing that's just projecting their game, cuts off. I think that's more of an issue of you having to change your resolution.
And just having a very wonky resolution in general.
Yeah.
Right.
Overscan setting in game? Are they asking just for the text they moved in? Because there's not that big of an issue. I'm confused.
I don't know what to say about this.
It's a TV display issue, so is it on their end? I guess it's an issue that other people might have as well, but at the same time, I don't really know how to up or down about that. So I'm just gonna leave it alone.
I mean, if what Gamer says is correct, then you can just... Yeah, this is something that you set on your own TV.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, then this is just...
It's just someone complaining. We got Seo Tekken back at it again on the hour. All survivors were clucked. After all the survivors were infected, it should say all survivors were clucked. Sure?
Sure.
It's cute.
Yeah.
I don't see the issue.
Maybe they could change it also. Just like how you would win or when you lose, you have a different...
Like multiple different sayings.
Yeah, different catchphrase.
You gotta be clucking kidding me. That might be too far, but...
Or excellent.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Moving
on.
Punda, back at it again. I like to have assists when the teammate, because some of my teammates would literally just steal kills, or it can help players with XP in general. It would work where if you get damage or armor penetration, and then it counts. So I'm assuming based upon how they're saying is that if you've done the most damage to the person overall in terms of what it is for like a situation between timing, and then somebody else takes the kill, you'd also get the assist alongside of it.
Yeah. I don't know if this is an issue that...
I swear to God, actually the devs might have talked about assists before. I don't remember. What was their words on assists?
I think it was on one of the earliest dev streams, actually. I remember this.
Anybody remember what they said then?
I think they said they would think about it.
Like, by concept, yeah, it sounds great, but through actual implementation, there's a lot of moving parts to that. Well, I mean, if it's a statement of if you hit them at all, then that would be more of the statement of what if 3 people hit a person? Who's getting the assist?
I think they would say everyone gets the assist.
Well, in that case, what if 7 people hit a person?
I think they're talking about in terms of the team. Like it's only scoped or limited to the team.
Okay,
but,
so if it's just your teammates, then that I could at least understand.
Yeah.
What that would mean, however, though, is that in things like something like SCR, there would be an issue of it would be more beneficial to run teams because then you'd have better chances at XP overall. Which SVR is more of a mode that you could just hop in by yourself and you wouldn't really have any issues, but with going in as a team, you'd basically be saying, yeah, I have better chances at getting XP. So if it was limited to just squads, I could understand that. Or duos and squads.
But talking about XP, if we did implement it, would it really change that much XP?
You'd be surprised about how many like people assist and kill in SVR, because okay, in order for like an assist to be, I would assume the assist is like half XP of kill, which in SVR is 2. There's a good chance that someone could get literally like 200 and something XP on top of the already 400 that they're getting and win on a fast game.
Well, alright, I stand corrected.
So,
I mean, you could obviously scale it down for SVR, right?
Yeah.
Problem.
Yeah, kills and assists in regular mode should be like 10 or 5. Maybe even, yeah, I think 5 seems like good because it's still helping. And I feel like there should be like a separate counter right beside kills saying, oh yeah, it's assists. It just should be dependent on how many players contributed. That's fair. Because in SVR, there's a very high chance that someone gets shot by like 4 or 5 people.
Ooh, but then for the coding side, they have to somehow remember how much they did for that particular person.
Yeah, and that's stressful on the server.
They only look at how many kills you have. They don't look at the specific kill, what happened there. They don't care. And that might be
I think it should be more in the case of like, if you were the one that did the most damage, but someone else got the kill to the person, and it hasn't been that long since you've done the damage and then they died. Sort of similar to the case of like if someone goes down and then another person kills them. Then I feel like you should be the one getting the assist, but...
So limited to 2 people, you mean? Like, there is a kill and there is an assist and no one else.
Yeah. I think it's just more something that should be implemented for the Battle Royale system than anything, and not like SVR blocking, so that's too chaotic. Because with squads and duos, that at least makes sense. Like, you have 2 and 4 people.
Yeah. Fair.
Like... And then just, like, scale the XP accordingly. Yeah, well...
yeah, it could work.
To be fair, at that point, you would effectively have, like... You could have people going to, like, nighttime EU, and then basically, like, taking turns all popping one person once.
I mean, you could do that, but I don't think it'll go that far.
Yeah, but with some people in the community, I wouldn't be surprised.
I was thinking about that, but in the end...
A certain shepherd, if you manage.
Well, it's only 1 or 2 or 3 people, it's not...
Yeah, I don't think it'd be that big of an issue if it's just limited to, like, the Battle Royale concept. So, overall, I think it's okay. Requires testing, but... Yeah?
I think that the testing should be pretty
simple.
Easy as well, yeah.
Forward though,
fair.
Major MNR of the Rebellion. In limited time modes, when you open the Super Skull Cut Pyramid thingy, since the Skull Cut is gone, it should just have a sign saying gone for lunch. Isn't that what it shows when the gas is covering it?
Yeah.
Okay.
They were saying that if we were playing in the pyramids, then you would have the out for lunch,
I
even
guess.
if it's not in the gas.
It's a cute little Easter egg then.
Yeah.
Like, it shows up during gas. Okay.
Yeah.
Wouldn't give any singular person more XP than if they killed all. If you down someone, you should get the assist always. Okay. Yeah, no, like, I feel... Yeah, that is true. If you do down someone and they get killed by someone else, I feel like you should still get the assist.
Yeah, I mean, otherwise you just feel really bad and you think, no...
It's like my kill was stolen. Also, what happened to Buff Pup's name? Hold on. Buff Pup's name is just B.
What?
Like, it doesn't show it on stream, but if you go to, like, the SAR server and look at, like, Buff Pup under the Super Content Creator tab, it just says B.
No, it says
I think Discord's screwed up. I know it's Buffa, but at the same time, on my side, it's screwed up.
I think your Discord is having issues.
Oh, goody.
Was it that Windows thing you clicked earlier?
Damn. I knew one of you were dossing me. Nerf Emu Hamster Ball Minigun. You're asking for 3 different things here, bud. Well, first of all, the minigun needs a buff. Second of all...
Minigun?
Like, well, okay, the minigun I feel like just needs some kind of rev. Like, just some kind of ability to rev it. That's all.
I mean, if you could do that, then it kind of completely negates the whole startup time, right?
Yeah, but it should be, like, loud when you're rubbing it.
It is quite loud.
Yeah. Like,
no.
I don't know. Like, I don't think it needs a nerf, at the very least. And plus, this is 3 things in one. Not all these things need nerfs.
I think one of those things we all agree
to a degree.
should be nerfed. Yeah.
Yeah. But, like...
But the other 2, it's not so clear.
Emus in hamster balls with miniguns would be a bit overpowered, to be fair. Damn.
How about emus and hamster ball armored with mounted miniguns?
Sounds like one of those, like, Star Wars fighter things where they're just, like, rapidly flying toward you and just blast you. Oh, God.
Oh, no, I'm not even going to think about that.
Yeah.
What have you done?
I put a nightmare in my head, huh? If you win
fan art of that, if only there was a somebody.
If you win in any category, it should come up players that get the most kills. So they're asking for like the leaderboard position for any match. Eh.
It's nice. Because I mean, if you're talking about SVR, then there are certain people that always get on the leaderboard and kind of, everyone else is crowded out. Or
like,
is this what they mean?
I think they mean more for like solos, duos, and squads, because it's any category. Like there was a post I saw a long time ago that was for like the leaderboards to be shown at the end of the match. It should show the top 3 people who got that position.
I mean, technically we have that already.
Yeah,
in terms of private matches.
Yeah, like with private matches, yes, but in terms of like direct, yeah, that was you, Cameron, because like I agree with that, because I always like the extent of okay, think about it this way: there have been so many times where like I'm just like sitting here with my like 32 kills, and someone says, "Damn, bro, I tied with you," and I'm like, "I'm sure you did," and then I go back to look at the footage, and they got 17 kills.
But to have that in the game, I feel like that's a bit too far of a flex. Because one of the nice things I like about the battle royale when I first started was that I didn't know who was who, right? I think, oh, you're just some person, you're probably just as good as I am, whatever. Even though they could be, the most seasoned veteran of the game, but I would not know that until 100 games in. But having all of that information at the very beginning, it kind of makes you really scared.
Yeah.
When you walk in the lobby, which is not what we want in terms of a community feeling.
Because in that, then that would be more against this feedback as a whole. Because then you'd basically be saying that if you see who got the most kills, you'd be knowing who to fear.
Yeah.
Like, I guess you could call that an issue, but at the same time, it could also be called not an issue. Because if... You're looking at like 2 sides here, right? Like one of them's the new players and one of them's the established players. Like in SVR, I do agree that to an extent it is a bit of an issue. That like, okay, I will say this. I have literally seen it that people go into a lobby, walk around, look at me, like they move their cursor to actually like look at me, and then they leave the lobby. I'm being dead serious.
Yeah.
That is an issue. both yes and no, I guess, to a degree. Like, it's good and it's bad. It's got its, like, it's... If there was a way to turn it off, like, you have a switch to say, oh yeah, show me this at the end of the match. Like, you could just push a button to see who got the most kills, maybe, but... I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It could go either way.
Yeah, I'm just up and down voting it. Punda, switch the speed. Oh boy, someone pinged me. Switch the speeds of sniper and minigun, since it doesn't make sense why a minigun is lighter than a sniper. I would also prefer the minigun for its time to charge up to be slightly faster to make up for it.
Is that true?
The sniper is faster than the minigun in terms of movement speed. Or sorry, the minigun is faster than the sniper. From my memory, at least.
But I think that may be...
That's a balancing issue.
Yeah.
Like...
It depends on what the dev team wants for the minigun and this versus the sniper.
Yeah. For as is, though, I don't really feel like the sniper should be moving faster in that case, because I think the sniper is already, for the most part, balanced as is.
Yeah. I mean, from my view, they're already slow enough. I just think they're slow. Okay,
yeah.
I don't care if it's slower or a little bit faster.
It's a sniper.
It's still going to be slow. I don't know how you see the difference.
Yeah.
Usually I'm dead by the time I notice if that one is... Oh, actually, that's a little bit slower. No, it's not. Okay.
So with both those positions, you're trying to stand your ground with what you have anyways. Plus, you're probably gonna... With the sniper, you're already, like, swapping between your melee and other weapon, like, rapidly.
If you are good. Very
yeah.
big if.
Like, there is an if there, but at the same time, new players don't really put movement speed much into consideration already.
That is true.
You move slower with the sniper. Sniper bullet goes faster than the minigun bullet. I think it makes sense at the moment. Yeah, well, the issue is it's more of a context of like, oh yeah, I'm holding a sniper versus I'm holding a literal Apache helicopter turret in my hand. That's heavy. Like, there's an issue there. So...
It's such a small change anyways.
Yeah, plus, super animals are inherently strong, like genetics-wise. Hunting rifle doesn't make sense as well then. Fair.
Maybe the sniper is just it's just really long and very unwieldy, and the minigun there's a handle and it's just easier to move around with it. Maybe that's why.
Yeah. Moving forward though. Xbox, the delivery mole keeps delivering the crate into super skunk gas, so I was wondering if you could fix this. No?
In all the games I've been in, I've only seen this happen 5 times.
That's rare, like...
Yeah, I mean, this poor person just has really bad luck.
Yeah, it's just... I don't think that's an issue. I'm not gonna like do anything to it because I don't. It doesn't. I'm just not gonna touch it.
Next.
Give an option to remove the grain in Walking Dead. What?
I mean the wheat fields, right? When you what grain?
This bread's gotta go.
The grain film. Oh, because of some... Yeah. Is that really a big issue?
I guess for like some people, because there is a thing that I've actually talked to some people that like how they see is that their eyes are literally like static. Like they see, what was it called? was it like snow static or something? Because like there is a person that like this is an actual disability that some people have.
Visual
they see static.
snow.
Yeah, visual snow. That's what it is. Like this is an actual thing that some people do have, and it like blew my mind when I heard it because not only did they have it, they're an amazing artist. Like, but so because if you have that and the grain on Walking Dead, there would be a bit of an issue. So I guess to have the option to remove the grain makes sense. Like, it is helping a very select minority of people, but
I think Phantom has a good point. We could add on to this and make some colors or have an option to make things also desaturated.
yeah. There's always been the discussion of like viewability and just people having issues with seeing things.
Yeah. Also bundle that in with color blindness, then you have a whole package. Then sure. Accessibility, yeah. But is it very necessary right now? As in immediately necessary?
No.
No. But it's a good idea. Maybe for a little long run.
Yeah.
For quality
Also,
of life.
this is one of those backward posts. Because the
Yeah.
upvote's on the right and the downvote's on the left.
Oh, I saw some posts where they only had a check mark or an X. And
Yeah.
Dookie Bear is not.
Dookie doesn't like their posts.
Dookie says, yes, I make the decision.
We are going back to the old feedback system.
I say yes or no.
Replay mode. I mean, mods have this.
Are we supposed to see that?
It's public knowledge.
Oh, okay. The only issue with the replay mode is what happens when you have a patch and then some values change, because they also have that problem with Super Smash.
Yeah.
Right? Where every single update it breaks everything before, and it's always a pain trying to update things.
Yeah. I mean, it's not necessarily a bad thing. And plus, it would allow players, like, truly identify, like, issues that have gone on in the match. But it
Oh yeah,
would...
like if someone was teaming and
Yeah.
you didn't record it, then...
The
well,
issue with that is, though, it would add a lot to the game's download file.
No, not really. I think there is a way where you can have a very slimmed down recording, where it's not recording the video, it's just recording, where everyone is, and it doesn't take that much data. I think it's doable.
You don't need to send a rec of teaming anyways, to be fair. Yeah, but it still would be nice to have, like, oh yeah, there's direct proof. But, I don't know.
And we never know what to send you, Moz, because we think, oh, this is gonna help, and you say, nope, we got it. And then we're just thinking, what do we put in the description? And then you guys just say, oh,
Well, that's good.
I don't know. Yeah, can't tell you, because secret. Gamer, what do we do? Your fault.
Tax time. How much? Secret. What? Just guess. 600?
But if you get it wrong,
Jail.
it's going to be bad. Jail. Too much information? Jail.
Time and date is the most important info. That is true, because being able to say, oh yeah, this happened this match, this happened then. That way you can actually know, like, when it happened and go check. I'm for the replay mode, but...
I mean, it's good, not in terms of moderation anymore, I guess, but in terms of if you want to record stuff, but you don't have your own recording software.
That's
because,
true.
Let's be honest.
Because not everybody has, like, clip software up and running all the time, and if you, like, had a cool moment, you can go back into the replay and start hitting record. It would really help if they ever brought back SAR Tonight.
It might help a little bit too much.
Yeah, but at the same
10
time...
times the yeah. I mean, more is better.
Yeah, because it would be an appreciated feature, I'll just say that.
Yeah.
There's, like, nothing inherently wrong with it, so that's like my upvote as a whole, but I could see why some people might have an issue with it. It would be a pain to program, that is true.
No,
Well,
no, it's already here.
oh my god, I'm stupid. Yeah, you're right. It does exist. You just have to port it. Kill cam mode.
Not port off all the other moderation tools. Oops.
Oopsie. I've seen that happen before.
You get a mod. Everybody gets a mod.
Oh no. It would also be like helpful for you to go back and like learn like, oh yeah, I did this wrong in a match. I can do this later. It helps you to learn from your mistakes.
Yeah. And also, if you have lag and you had no idea what happened, maybe
that's
you can
true.
look back and think, oh, actually.
Oh, I warped through a wall.
Vicky, no.
Oh my.
Yeah, no, I think it's a good idea. It's just.
That's true. I mean, I feel like camera on your end, that's more of like a ping issue with like you not being able to like hit them in time, but that is fair. Because like it would have been like, how did I not kill them? Oh, lag.
Remember, gamer is also in a ball.
Yeah.
99% of the time, so.
Kill cam mode.
It's going to be the exact same thing every single time. It's just a ball going up, whoop, or a ball going down.
What does this mean? What is kill cam mode?
Maybe replay the seconds right before you died. From the other person's perspective.
I don't really see why this would be. That's not even like a benefit. That's more just like a depressing downside at that point. It's like, oh goody.
Oh, you died? Well, you get to see it again.
Yeah, no, I'm not for it.
No.
Like at the final course, like, yeah, I get it. Not as beneficial as replay, because with replay, that's like the whole shtick. With kill cam, you're basically just seeing when you died. Like this is just a weakened version of replay. I guess it does showcase like, oh yeah, how you got killed if you thought that it wasn't good, but I'm moving forward though.
Like it adds a little bit more salt because there you have to watch it.
It reminds me of when they took away HP bars from spectating like a long time ago. They just took and they brought it back, but a lot of people were complaining, saying, "No, I must know if they were one tap."
Fair.
Roselate, in the pregame lobby for the previous winners should be an instant crown or some form of indicator that they want. No.
We had this already.
We had this already. Just, I can't downvote it. It takes away my downvote. It's rigged. Server. Okay, there we go.
Oh, okay, it's fine.
Rigged. An option to enable icons next to player names in the pregame lobby to show what platform they're playing on. That exists in console?
But not in PC. Does it really matter?
I think it's fine.
No, I think it's great because then you know why people are not talking back to you. Right?
Yeah.
Sometimes you say hi and they never say anything. You think, no friend.
No friend.
No friend, me lonely. Me sad.
Let's burst through these last few here. Silver Seal said, in SVR, when you get an assault, 2, you get snorkel. This never really has a use other than the occasional skunk that someone throws, but you still probably aren't going to run through it. This is why I think the bandolier would work far better, so that you can do more stuff without running out of ammo in the first place, since the M16 that you get uses it up very fast. My take, that's called a skill issue, Chief. Ever since... I would agree if the ammo drop buff increase didn't exist. If they remove that, then a bandolier would be helpful. But without, you're just saying, oh yeah, you're giving assault a bit more ammo, and that's it. I genuinely rather have the snorkel.
Is it actually useful? I've never ran into a situation
think about it this way. With a snorkel, without a snorkel, I'd run through a cloud of skunk gas. When you run through a cloud of skunk gas, you take 2 ticks of 16. basically guaranteed, unless you go through like a corner. But if you run directly to it, that's 2 ticks of 17. If you have the snorkel, you can edge off a skunk gas and not take damage from it, or if you just run through it, you're only taking 1 tick of 15. Because you run through it fast enough to only take 1 tick, and it's less in damage.
Okay.
It's like, there is a difference.
As opposed to a cup grade or a banana forker or...
I think it is like less in terms of like damage, but like a tick of like according to the wiki at least, it's 16 for like regular tick of skunk gas.
Okay.
I want them to give medics an SVR banana forker, but at the same time people would complain saying, I want my cup grade, it's good. No, it's not. But with that, I'd rather honestly just have the snorkel. Pre-ammo buff, then I'd have a bandolier, but with how it is now, you get way too much ammo. Like, I've only ever had issues with ammo in SVR in the past 2 months, like twice. And even then, I just fixed it after going to a flag. There was still some ammo left there. Like, moving forward though, if you hit a coconut trees, coconut should fall.
That would be funny.
Yeah.
Why not? Yeah.
Yeah.
It might be a joke post, but yeah, I like it's a good joke.
I want medic to have a banana forker, Jay. You clearly don't own a banana forker.
No, Zypher.
Yeah, I just call them Jay, so. Gecko, a lot of people may disagree, but add maybe ranked modes. You see, here's the first stem of the reason why I wanted you on, like, specifically because I knew we'd have a ranked post. And my statement of how ranked should be implemented to yours, I already know because we had this discussion, is very different.
Yeah.
I am for the most part against ranked, and a lot of people are for ranked. To me, ranked mode as a whole, okay, skill-based matchmaking, no. In terms of the direct rank mode, the only time I have ever seen a good ranked mode post that actually, to my opinion, felt good as like a concept was if it was very limited to like maybe 3 days and you got no reward besides some form of leaderboard. And the additional thing, rank would split the community. Because with ranked, you'd have the concept of, 1, there's not enough players to support it as of right now, and 2, the community would be more split than it already is. Because limited time modes takes away people from the regular mode, so if you add a ranked additionally, you'd have 3 things at once. This game isn't ready for a ranked mode, for the most part. Do I think that there could be a ranked mode in the future? Yes. But as of right now, no.
No. And even all the implementations we've heard about, they're not completely convincing. Like it's very clear it can't be just another port from like Fortnite or PUBG or those ranked modes. That doesn't work, or that won't work.
As of right now, the active player base I'd say is around 2,000, considering all consoles and Steam. It's not enough. Lobbies wouldn't fill up, and it would be an overall less enjoyable experience. And with ranked, there'd have to be a lot of restrictions.
I mean, there is the possibility that some people who aren't playing right now might come back just because of rank. So you might not be diluting the play.
That is true.
But that is a very big maybe.
That is true, and I don't have a disagreement with that. The thing is that would be taking a risk. You'd have to ask, saying, if we were to add this, would people come back to the game or such?
And if you take it away because it was a flop, then people would also be mad and keep on heeing and hawing about
a risk.
Yeah.
And a risk that, as of right now, I'm not willing to have added.
Agreed.
That's my case, at least. I know that people might have their own separate case about like ranked as a concept, and I do agree that some form of ranked could happen to this game eventually. I do, however, abide by the dev's original philosophy for the most part of saying we focus on casual, not competitive. I personally follow the philosophy.
I think it's
so-
there's a lot of we can always discuss this later, but that's
yeah, there's a lot
deep
to like
rabbit hole.
have a discussion about it, but at the same time, there's like only a few more posts, and I'm gonna be honest, I gotta go in like 3 minutes, so.
Okay, you gotta come on.
We need mystery mode more often. Also, make it so that every once in a while, items will go away in like 2 weeks. I'm just saying because I play Walking Dead all the time, it doesn't feel special. Yeah, we need it more often, but not as often. I'd say like bi-monthly instead of, you know, every 6 months. I could see like mystery mode, oh yeah, every 3 months or so. I don't know. It would be fun that, but
I think
not
that's also
constant.
a dev issue as well. Because
Yeah.
they don't know what to do with it.
Camera in block, make it so that the XP for wins is based on how long you remained as not a chicken for when the chickens win. At the moment, the person lived the longest before turning gets punished. Okay, so this is their post about what we were talking about, is that you shouldn't be punished for living that long as a survivor, and I fully agree.
But if you lose at the very beginning, then you think, oh, I'm just going to... Or if you die in the very beginning, you think, I'm not going to get any XP. I'm just...
Well, they did say that chickens get more XP for kills, so if you get turned into a chicken earlier, this gives you more opportunity to get XP via kills.
Oh, okay.
So there is actually substance to it. If we missed something, I'm sorry, but we gotta shmove. Increase the contrast between the moderator name and the team chat color, as it can be hard to tell them apart, especially at a quick glance. That is a very fair post.
Yeah, okay, good.
Yeah, I feel like there should be some form of statement in there. Make it that if a bot is controlling an SVR on Walking Dead due to disconnection, it states this in some way, like in the kill feed and kill message, IG the name grade color instead of a red, green, or white. I also agree with that, because I'd like to know if I'm killing a bot or an actual player.
Or maybe even change their name.
Yeah.
Sure.
You could just change it to disconnected, or something like that. Emu's possibly receiving passive benefits from power-ups, cannot stack multiple riders and driving reasons. Snorkel Krypton player receives a passive speed boost while moving in the gas ring. Banana for Krypton players, they can eat bananas to regen, slight extra benefit from eating them, aka mushrooms and coconuts. Cloudwood's a Krypton player. Emus receive the passive ability to cut grass. Now,
Nope.
it's...
Nope.
There would be a big issue with that at the end of the match. No.
I'm not even going to say
Yeah.
anything. Nope.
Like, in some odd cases, I can agree with that. Maybe one of the power-ups, I don't know which one, but, like, it might be cool to have them interact with an emu, but as of a statement of saying, oh, yeah, they can cut grass, move faster in gas, and eat bananas. No.
Wait, Cypher?
Yeah, it's...
Hey! No, this has to
I'm
be
not.
a
I'm
joke,
sorry,
though,
mate. I'm not a biggest fan of that. Give us the option for desaturated color in the Walking Dead game mode. Other modes, high pop.
Yeah.
Thanks, Phantom.
Well, you gotta... Sure.
I despise
should
all
give out.
vehicles, as well as why I think about it. That's why I kill on sight, but I rarely think about it. That's fair. Well, with that, that is the end of the feedback post. I'm gonna end the recording here. Say bye, Irma.
Bye!